Welcome to the Conducive Implement Podcast. I am your host, K Meezy, aka YDK General, aka Marquis Raoun Bey of the Asiatic Youth Societies. I am the self-proclaimed ethical nihilist of pessimistic opportunism, which basically means I impress on my depression, or I impress on my compression, or my composition, or my composing, my poiseness, my position, my posit, standing on my square with the depression. I descend the transition or the transcendence or the translation or the transformation to renew, or to now, and to acknowledge the ascendance that is as above, so below, as within, so without. Directional opposition with my 1, 2, 3, 4D2, 5P, QS, XEX, ZYZ, which in short is just linguistic conception, the ability to give life with the creative endeavor, the creative ability that is within, to now bring it out. And this right here is a prime example of, hold on, I'm trying to put my phone on the charger, but I'm away from my comfortable spot. And that's what it is. Sometimes you have to step out of your comfortability and don't run away from the depression or the anxiety or the negative, the distance between. Don't run away from the radius. Focus on its diameter as you are the circumference. So right now I am doing some work on myself as I'm speaking to you all. And hold on. I got both of my I got both of my phones connected to the headphones. So I seen this diagram, basically this photo, and y'all know me, I like to use my cognitive ability to integrate and basically mimic or visualize to now equalize the adaptation or the adaptive ability to advance to a next level. To piggyback off of my last episode, I was talking about Mortal Kombat and just pushing forward, combating your mortality in the TEKKEN or the taking as a Street Fighter. I'm going to name the main characters of each. Mortal Kombat, there's different main characters, but most of the time it's Liu Kang, but everybody loves Scorpion and Sub-Zero. From the beginning, or from the looks of it, I don't know, most of us, myself included, I thought Sub-Zero was the good guy and Scorpion was the bad guy. But turns out Sub-Zero was the bad guy, or at least the first Sub-Zero. He killed his clan. Something like that cannot be respected. But hey, he chose to be a destroyer. And that's a prime representation of choice, having the will to do something out of nothing. You know how people be like, oh, you're making something out of nothing. It may be no thing to you, but it's something to me. Now, a thing we know is a noun, a known noun. When you actually pronunciate it, is no unknown. It's kind of like known. Now it's something known or objective because you can either see it or you can place your thought on it. It's kind of like when you listen to, what is it, AD audio, where basically it kind of like 3Ds the audio so you can hear it as if it's in your head. And I'm going pretty forward with this episode. I'm trying to work on my articulation and being able to do these episodes without trying to have a topic or a subject. I just let it flow because I'm experiencing it at the same time. And that is the integration point. That is the cognitive ability number 3. That is now where you hit your zenith, your zenith or your zeno. So I wrote it in my notes. It's probably my other notebook. Don't feel like going to get it, but I'm going to explain it the best I can. Z is basically the only letter that is basically incomplete. Zigzag. Z is zigzagged. So you have greater than or less than in Z. So 1 greater than, 1 less than. Z is 2, or no. It's 3 because you have the diagonal line that's going across, and then you have the parallel lines. So Z is basically the multiplication sign, the plus sign, the cross, the X, and basically Z is XO, if you want to put it in that term. Because when you have the letter Z, I want you to draw the letter Z or imagine the letter Z. That middle line that's diagonal, have another one that goes across. What does it now look like? It either now looks like an 8 if you create a U on top and a U on bottom, the as above and the so below, and then the as within, so without, which would be 2 more arrows pointing in, and that's the compression. Now, what does that look like? It would look like a sand capsule. It would now look like a representation of time. And if you've been tuning in with me, my acronym for time is the internal mapping externally. Time is just a representation of experiences. If we didn't have any numerical expression that is external, our internal would be, it would be a double positive and a double negative. It would be inverse, reverse, equal opposites. It would be divisible, like the letter Z. It's an equal exchange on both ends. That's the love. The tough love is when there's no blame, but there is fault. Now, when something is faulty or at fault, at false adherence, so it now has to be corrected during the maintenance, be repaired, get a diagnosis, a diagnosis. Remember, a diagram, a diagraph. Your internal is like a diagraph. Your internal self would be, for you to see it, it would be 2D. So, with all I just said, let me bring it back and refocus. Turn my classical music on. Sometimes we have to set our minds on something attendedly or attentively, so now we can attend something else and then attune and align. Align, Z, align, going through. Once you take your zenith and now put a line through diagonally, you now reverse the inversion. You now purify the perversion. And now you reconnect with your interpersonal, independent coherence. You now plug back in the source, which is you. It's just a fragmented representation. Your perfected imperfection is CPI, the maintenance. Humanity, or living this human experience, is alluring. It can be aloof sometimes, but that's the maturity. And one of the greatest virtues is to be patient. Undergo that internal surgery, that internal hospitality. Take care. Recovery sometimes hurts. The bones, the nerves have to reconnect again. That means they may have been on 10 before, now they on 20, for the simple fact that the indicators or in dis-ease. There's distance between the easy goingness. There's distance in complexity. And then there's closeness and simplicity. Life is hard if you don't make it easy. To make life easy, or to make anything easy, is to comprehend, to be competent. Be competent in the competition with a poised, composed, purifying posture. We read left to right, and then we experience right to left. Directional opposition, my friends. Linguistic conception. This is all I have for you. I have more, but I'm going to break it up so y'all can actually listen to these, because I'll be making them too long sometimes. But hey, I love y'all. And this is part 2. This is the Street Fighter. Love y'all, man. Keep your heads up, bro.